Monet's Muse in row 1. From a Pigeons perspective, do not hesitate to like, comment and subscribe if you like more of this kind of content. Perched high, atop a gargoyle's brow on the northern ledge of Rouen Cathedral, 2 pigeons stood in their usual morning repose, preening their feathers and watching the square below as it filled with light, and, more curiously, with the same man they'd seen every day for nearly a month. "Ah," muttered Gaston, a stout, mottled fellow with a permanently ruffled neck ruff. "He's back, the one with the floppy hat and the stare of a man who's just had a spiritual revelation or indigestion, perhaps both." Marcel, a leaner pigeon with an aristocratic tilt to his beak, gave a disinterested flutter. "Still pointing that wooden box and canvas at the cathedral, is he? What's he hoping it'll do? Rearrange itself?" Gaston tilted his head thoughtfully. No, it's always the same wall. But he paints it over and over again, like he's trying to catch it mid-blink. "Maybe," Marcel offered. "He thinks the cathedral's moods change with the hour. This morning he mumbled something like, 'La tendre de l'aube,' the tenderness of dawn. That was right after he tripped over his own paint box." "Poor fellow," said Gaston. "He looked positively crushed yesterday when a cloud passed over, stared up at the sky as if God himself had smudged his masterpiece." Marcel pecked at a breadcrumb lodged between the stones. "He spent 15 minutes just watching how the light moved across the arch. I've seen seagulls with more efficient work habits." "Perhaps," Gaston mused, "he's documenting the cathedral's entire emotional range, like a portrait series. I imagine next week we'll see a Rouen Cathedral pensive and drowsy after lunch." Marcel gave a coo of amusement. "Or Rouen Cathedral, awestruck by majestic pigeons." "Now that," said Gaston proudly, "would be our greatest collaboration." They watched as the man below stepped back from his easel and sighed, the kind of sigh usually reserved for love letters and long winters. "He's definitely in love with it," Marcel said. "With the cathedral?" Gaston raised a feathery brow. "Certainly. He stares at it like I once stared at a steaming baguette on the Rue des Carmes." "Ah yes, young unrequited love," said Gaston solemnly. "Tragic, buttery and crusty." Below them the man adjusted his canvas yet again, muttering something about the purity of shadow, then dabbed a bit of violet onto the facade with trembling reverence. "Whatever he's doing," Marcel murmured, "it's mad." "Yes," Gaston agreed, fluffing his feathers, "but it's a rather beautiful madness." A moment passed. "Do you think he'll ever finish?" asked Marcel. Gaston looked down at the painter, who had now knelt to get the exact melancholy of the western spire. "Not a chance," he said, "but I rather hope he doesn't." And with that, they settled in again, 2 feathered critics above a canvas in chaos, none the wiser that the peculiar fellow below, muttering about shadows and staring at bricks, would one day have art lovers squabbling over whether that smudge was a sunrise, or just a smudge. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe if you would like more of this kind of content. Until next time, have a wonderful day.